And we didn't talk about the cannabis oil yet, so we're going to do that.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Talk to me about cannabis oil. You touched on this last time, but tell me about your thoughts on that and cancer.
Yeah, well, the cannabis oil, and I understand when people first hear this sounds strange and unbelievable. And even me, I remember, I don't know, it was about, I've always smoked a bit of weed, and I know that it's beneficial for a lot of things, and I know that it's a super antioxidant, and it can delay a lot of diseases, age-related diseases, and it's huge benefits. I knew this, yeah. But I met a guy in Brazil. He was on the beach in Brazil, and he was like, yeah, it cures cancer as well. And I'm like, whoa, I like this stuff and everything, and it's cool, and I know it's got a lot of benefits, but that's taken a bit far. And then I started reading about it, and I read about this guy called Rick Simpson. I think he was from Canada, and he published a book and a movie about his experience. I don't know exactly, but he had some kind of illness, and he found this. He said, I didn't invent this shit. This recipe, this formula is thousands of years old. People used to use it before. And it's in all the old ancient texts from Egypt, from India. They used to call it different things, elixir of the gods, something that give you wisdom and give you health, and it was a drink that they had. Some guy wrote a book about it, and he's broken it down, and it's a form of cannabis. So what it is, THC is the active compound in a cannabis. Psychoactive, that's the one that makes you high and gives you the munchies, all that, whatever. THC basically causes, if I pronounce it right, apoptosis of the cancer cell. So the cancer cell commits suicide, it just folds in on itself. And so it promotes the healthy cells and destroys the cancer cells without any side effects. But the problem is, it's not patentable. You can't patent it. Yeah? It's from plants, and it's cheap, and it's easy to make. I know personally 4 people, that I know that had cancer and took cannabis oil, and literally the cancer cells just dissolve and go away, and then they go back to the doctors or oncologists, and they're like, oh wow, I'm amazed, it's a miracle. No, it's not a fucking miracle. Yeah, THC cures cancer, and it's not like maybe in some people, as far as I can see, it's just, unless somebody's like got one day to live, it works. Even people with stage 4 terminal lung cancer are now surviving.
Do you think it's similar to like pharmaceutical companies that don't want anything to do with psychedelics because it's a plant medicine, you can't patent it, and we've got all these
exactly.
opiates?
Well, there's a company in UK, can't remember the name of them, but they invested a lot of money in finding a cannabis-like drug to do something. But if they've got to change the structure. You can't patent the fucking plant and the THC. So they've got to try and do something different. And guess what? They invested all the money and it doesn't work. Why don't just take it's ready, it's working. Because they can't patent it. They can't make any money from it. So they've got no interest in that. That's just the way the industry is. It's not black and white. It doesn't mean that everyone that works in the pharmaceutical industry is conspiring and evil. But, if you're in industry, why are you going to promote something that's going to make you lose money or lose your job?